Thank all everyone that nothing is ever boring, and not appearing that way anytime soon. What a choice. I keep wondering if we'll ever find boredom. Yet even through 7 months of solitude and silence, I never found it. So the mystery dance is deeper, and if I find boredom, I'll always be physics, just to wonder so deeply. This is hilarious. Aaron, remember last night I mentioned Big G just before you left? And sure enough, that's where this most entertaining and compactly thorough video on physics I've seen begins. Popping out at my mind and eyes, most obviously in watching this, the images and models, especially those 3D representations of how a larger than three-dimensional space might appear to our perceptual systems, ordinarily oriented in 3 dimensions, especially visually. I felt most struck by how similar these images appear to the come-on effects of salvia or DMT, when the dimensions of the body in space and time start shifting rather rapidly, and if not fully breaking through, the perceptual system can remain in that shifting of dimensionality, while still feeling in the body, with ordinary sensory perceptual orientation still mostly present and multidimensional effects perceived as well. This leads easily to wonder regarding as well the universality of these experiences by those embracing the possibility themselves to explore, especially considering how the narrator briefly and rapidly discusses the possibility that all these universal constants, like Big G, might derive from pure geometry, while displaying to viewers the classic flower of life image. This flower of life image, oldest known form in a temple in Tibet, where it is the one and only image seen in the entire temple. This circle filled with symmetrically overlapping circles of 6 circles, each evenly overlapping every single inner circle with the central points of each circle overlapping to form a hexagonal structure within and around each individual circle. As points connect, allows wonder regarding the nature of the human mind and the underlying structure of the universe, since people with no prior training in geometry or physics can all experience with a safe, rapid dose of DMT this flower to witness in the attention, the assemblage point of perception, stalk, and play with itself, expressing glimpses of all possibilities potentially emerging just in witnessing this shape appear. And literally start teaching geometry and physics in a far more intimate and practical way than a YouTube video, no matter how spectacularly it presents not nice, just honestly kind truth, as this physics video presents in a comedic fashion. Since a mind-boggling blurt after blurt of names of variables directly related to our direct experiences gets extremely fun, but nothing at all like the synesthesia of multiple sensory experiences through the witness of one's consciousness, aware to experience beyond words, an integration of sensory modalities including emotional and spiritual senses, along with intellectual senses as still operating and in newly meaningful ways. The universal access to these universal properties of our universe struck me as most universally worth considering, especially since these shapes appear through diverse multiple scales in the organization of matter, the formations of multicellular organisms, and the patternings balancing whole ecosystems, galaxies, and all cosmic or mundane phenomena one might encounter. all there safely through the universally accessible experience. The universality of physics and the universal ability for all to learn geometry and even way more now directly through DMT catholicizes our understandings of science, music, spirit, as DMT includes intimate auditory and bodily and other bodily sensations as well. These other senses as well, included in the DMT experience, allow this integration of science, music, spirit through sound language. Infinite possibilities we find known or unknown regarding universality. And given potential temporal asymmetries by crystals or other weavers, the laws of physics really are not known to exist in the future, regardless of black holes or crystals, just through the clear logic of induction and statistics, as spelled out famously by David Hume long before computers applied thoroughly to the data of nature, even though most scientists today still fail to understand or harness limitless potential, which generally works out well to produce good stuff through allowing them to do their scientific fieldwork, basic research, and advanced applications, unique to their fields, given those reference frames and indoctrination applications, and allowing them to do their specific work, basic research, and advanced applications unique to their fields, given those frames, reference frames, and indoctrination application, to their fields, given those reference frames of indoctrination and applications through stat software, generally quite irrelevant to the actual structure and nature of the universe those instruments and equipment apply to, in aiming to understand it compartmentally, but not universally. Hence the endless conundrums of always more to discover and integrate. Imagine the integrated framework of just starting from the DMT experience. Sure, we can read in the Bible in schools for interpretive purposes to expand our understandings in many very good ways. Though for a simple and universal integration of the spiritual, musical, and mathematical through soundest language, DMT seems key. And what I do love here is I love hearing the voice of our Virgo full moon come through in the style, produced, and voiced, as just written here in red, with the moon now at its closest to our Earth, as it gets all year. And I love how dynamic capacities, through open channels, allow plasticity and mutability, like a chameleon of language. Any can witness, just producing for themselves, and in the works of any, regardless of how prominently Gemini might feature in one's chart. I say this because Gemini gets classically considered as the shapeshifter and linguistic trickster, while Virgo, also considered a home sign for Mercury as well as home in Gemini, tends more toward producing a clear and technical use of language for specific purposes than the spontaneously playful applications of Mercury's function in Gemini. Beyond the voice and style of the post, we see the content and clearly pertains to our Sun, just entering Pisces, considered the sign of dreaming and spiritual awe, experienced in the end of all understanding, as a complementarity to the Virgo process of clear understanding, concisely, directly, and simply communicated, to be of most refined service, surfacing as here so aimed in the style of this writing, shared by me, a Gemini, in the 12th house, the house associated with Pisces, and dreaming as well. Anyone can practice the melt. It's not just a Gemini thing to write like a Virgo or any sign. But not all understand all content and styles. So flexibility allows learning integration with any sign. No, I did not aim directly to make this post sound more Virgo than a lot of other diverse styles I write in. Because if I had so intended, I would have done a much better job. But still, very funny, this potently close Virgo full moon aligns with perhaps the most Virgo-esque writing Eyewitness composed in a rather long time for me. But none of this stuff's special, unique Gemini dynamics to just channel presence. Any. Oh, free the lucid. Okay, now for the Gemini maneuver with my Scorpio moon and other features applying as well. And I'm not even laughing, but it is just hilarious because of the potential unknowns regarding perceived potential timelines, time frames, and totally unknown consequences of sharing this content here. To enter that wildly unknown set of potential consequences seems just genuinely illustrative of but one drop into the total temporal unknown regarding the nature of causation and potential outcomes from sharing as you shall see without any idea what might happen. Just like me in doing this and trusting there never was anything wrong about behaving in entirely unpredictable ways regarding the unknown and allowing seeing to occur. Yeah, totally insanely crazy to share this here. And I'm not just doing this, or even laughing at all, just to be clear. I'm honestly just curious in witnessing this potential, and I see no harm in sharing, even though people might respond or react in ways I cannot predict regarding the following words, fully fleshed from the heart. Here we go. Love. Truth is all safe here, and space allows. Heart is one to allow here composed. Wendy, I love you. I thank you. I am sorry. I'm sorry you never knew what to do. I'm sorry we kept going through so much pain, just to see again and again you would not know what to do with me anytime soon. I'm sorry I fell so deeply and easily in love with Caden, right in front of your eyes. Here, only leading you to more clearly see how acutely you really did not know what to do with me, to have me as you wanted me. For whatever that might have been, that I never could understand in how you wanted me to be something that feels so beyond me and torturesome to both of us, even to aim to embrace anytime soon. I'm sorry you had to experience all the pain and turmoil through the entire process of our confusions together. I saw you experience and never knew how to help in any way that would allow you to know me with ease in the ways I needed but never could find it. It was a dream unformed, unseen, but always open to be. And a dream of cosmic convergence we truly did dream together and know in our hearts for what it truly is and not for what it was never meant to be and that we never could see together as we truly wanted to feel. I know we both wanted to feel grace together and ease in all our ways through truth and all the love we know exists through that. Even though we failed to create in the ways we so desired, and both truly, deeply, and honestly worked toward together, and fruitfully, as a whole, yet with so many fruits, I know I will learn to appreciate ever more deeply as I grow and evolve in this life. However that happens, just being always in love. I'm sorry, I'm so in love with myself and the grand cosmic whole of that all beyond all sense of inner or outer, of death or of life, of sanity or insanity, beyond all safety and terror, beyond all that I am as everything and nothing in that cosmic whole, who is so beyond me to identify. That place I am now, all here in this eternal beyond, as I have always been, and exceptionally so in the time here in this life, on this plane, the last 2.5 years. I'm sorry I'm eternally lost to the now in spirit of all, so easily moved in warmth of that spirit you know, and see in me, only to confuse you further into realizing how I truly accept the doubt you experience in not knowing what to do with me, and how I always feel open to transcending that mere unknown. When you feel you might know what to do with me, I might well feel open to that embrace. You will have to know in your heart to trust in transcending the eternal unknown with me here, beyond time, just in now, but not ever truly lost now, feeling so wholly found in that now to appreciate just what that is, from which I cannot estrange love. Living in this eternal beyond, I see now so much more clearly how much hurt came from me just not knowing what I'm doing as I fall in love so easily, and really had no choice in how I fell in love with anyone, without any control or ability to follow you in what you truly wanted for yourself and me, that I could just not learn to find with you. My romance with Cosmic K, I did not and could not anticipate developing in ways no one felt prepared for, while just seeing and experiencing it all together. That deep warmth and ease we feel together that I longed for with you, and now feel so foolish in not communicating to you more clearly, and in a more timely manner, I just could not find with you, and instead watched dwindle those potentials I had no ability to see manifest. I'm sorry to tear your soul further here in expressing this travesty of our path together, and the potential we still might somehow mysteriously see through faith in that spirit, vision, and dream we do truly know in our hearts, and have shared as fully as possible for now together. And in our rich dynamics with this magical community we have found and built together with our time in this vision, arriving only as we are with what we experience through all this. I'm sorry I had to come to understand what was occurring only through my failures to see it through my own densities, and needing to be told by how she saw how Kato and I were in love together. And then when it jokingly called it as she truly saw, but none could then fully understand or accept. as I now graciously see in this love bouquet. I find so easy, yet only long for in relationship with you. I'm sorry I'm an ass. You never knew what to do. I'm sorry I manipulated you into the false confidence that you would be able to know what to do, only to destroy that confidence over and over again. I'm sorry we developed pathological cycles together, and I am glad we are relatively free from that now. I love you. I thank you. Sorry. I thank you for your infinite blessings you always send me. In that perfect grace, you know yourself to be beyond any sense of confidence or lack thereof. I thank you for going so far beyond all measure of trying to build together what we could not. I thank you for letting that all go with me, that we may develop and grow from this an unknown and truly beautiful, gracious, dignified, awesome, mature, and responsible direction through the truth we know, God, through all loving movements we embrace, and through that infinite gratitude I could never fully begin to express in words. I will always. Do what you want with me when you know what to do with me. I will always be yours. I love you as the infinite being I am who you birth into this world. Through your kind nurturing, I always can receive and trust in that intent with you. I know so pure. Thank you for being your ultimate. That is the truth. And I have never felt violated in that sense with you. Only I have violated myself in allowing my own estrangement from that simple peace and truth. But through sheer struggling to help you in ways I now more clearly understand I could not, I will take the fullest responsibility to honor you in establishing understanding with this apology. I could never fully complete to present the depth of sorrow. I cannot ask anything of you. I love to see all dignity and responsibility realized in the time and ways that it must. I trust. Goodbye for now. I love you forever. Through the moonlight that carried me to this humble world, as just to know the eternal truth in all time being one love in yours, Benjamin.